Ho, ho, ho on Dasher, on Dancer, on
Donner and Blitzen.
Comet and Cupid? You don't know them all.
Uh,
Nobody knows them all. Oh my God. I don't
but
even
we
understand.
must recall the most famous reindeer of all.
I don't even like Rudolph. I don't understand what's his point and
Oh,
everything.
you don't like Rudolph? What do you mean you don't like Rudolph?
He doesn't need what is it? That's like high beams for your car. He's not really necessary.
But he's got the, how else is Santa gonna see where he's going? In the sky.
First of all, that's your first question on why we're following that tradition. I mean, I'm still upset with the fact that we have a bunch of impersonators, I would say, mall Santas. Did you do that with your kids? Did you let them go see that? Because as a
Oh,
parent,
of course.
no, when I'm a parent, that's never happening because I'm not, I know what's going on. I know I've seen behind the mask. I'm gonna tell them straight up, hey, these are all phony Santas. There's only one Santa. And let me tell you, he gets you one present every year, and then I get you the rest. Because I don't want him taking all the credit for everything. That's terrible. You spent a lot of hard-earned money getting those presents for your kid. You're gonna write Santa Claus on and let some fat guy get all the credit. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's about the magic. It's about the magic, Robbie. The magic. It's the magic of Christmas and it's the magic of Santa. Yeah, man. Like, dude, you tell your children that there's it's not Santa Claus. It's one of Santa's helpers. That looks like Santa Claus because Santa Claus can't be like at every mall, right? He can't be in Indiana or Maryland or Baltimore or Florida, or right? He's in the North Pole. He's getting ready. He's getting ready for his epic journey around the world in one night.
Okay, before we dive into this real quick, Merry
Dive into what?
Christmas to everybody. This is the Christmas episode. I hope everybody's enjoying their holiday. If you're listening to a podcast on Christmas Day, that means you had the 10 minutes of fun where you're opening up presents and now you're all over with, and now you're just sitting around wondering when your family's going to leave. Um, if you're listening after Christmas, good. You probably spent your Christmas doing the right thing and you spent it with your family, not listening to anything, trying to connect with eat some snickerdoodles, eat whatever you do, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. But this is our Christmas episode because we're going to be doing our festivities. And I'm here with my buddy, Mr. Mike Ferrando of the Sith Talkers podcast, where he talks about Star Wars. And right now we're talking about Santa Claus and the issue with how we worship. What about COVID? Are we worried about a guy breaking into our house? Like, we're not even allowed to have family over. So I'm curious to
I
how
didn't
we're going to
even
do
think about
this.
that. It's all right. Just leave the Germex out, right? Just leave it out, and he can sanitize his hands before he comes inside and touches everything and eats. Well, I don't know. Would Santa even want to eat the cookies off the plate or take the carrots for Rudolph? I
Each tradition is different. Sometimes, like I've heard people say, like Santa comes in when he drops off the presents, he also comes in the little kid's room and he kisses them on the forehead. And I'm like, that's
what?
terrible. That's scary. Like
What?
that's
That's
not even
creepy.
that's not even fun. That is
No, no.
horrific.
So like what we used to do is, and like what I passed on with my when my kids were small, we left cookies
If I
and we
can't
left
travel to
carrots.
Australia, why does Santa Claus get the free capability of flying all over the planet, delivering presents only to certain people? Because obviously there are other heritages out there, such as like Hanukkah. Do you know the Kwanzaa song? I don't know the Kwanzaa song. I didn't even know the reindeer song.
The what? The what? I know Feliz Navidad.
Okay, what's next?
Yeah. What?
Oh, that reminds me. A long time ago, when I was like 8 years old, my grandma used to work at this like restaurant on the water, so we'd always visit there, and there'd always be like the Santa Claus, that they'd have there for Christmas. But they had this statue, and it was a giant like robotic like animatronic thing of Santa Claus, and you hit a button, he'd be like, "Merry Christmas," and he'd start singing and dancing. It was really really scary. But then if you switch it to Spanish mode, you hit the button, it goes, Feliz Navidad, and just like it scared the living crap out of me, but it was the funniest thing. Like you couldn't stop laughing because it's like, I don't know, he didn't look like a lot like Santa. Besides the outfit, there's like some facial features that are key. You know, he's got to have a Coca-Cola in his hand. Apparently, that's the motto for, Coke.
Yeah,
Santa.
polar bears and Santa Claus.
No, the polar bear
Coca-Cola.
stopped after the global warming crisis.
Oh, all right. You know, it's warming up, warming up. Speaking of warm, because we're talking about Christmas and Santa Claus, do you think kids really, really get confused if they live in a tropical climate like California or Florida? And
What about Australia? The fact
well,
is, it's their summer right now, but they
well,
still use Christmas decorations during this time.
well, my point is, you associate Santa Claus with snow, North Pole, and if you're around tropical stuff, I'd be like, "Mommy, can Santa even like come into this climate, or will he, or will he melt? Does he have to be in a cold climate?" This
That's
is stuff I think about.
that's why there's Christmas ornaments of Santa Claus wearing sunglasses, board shorts, and he's sitting next to a palm tree. Like, I don't think it's really ever snowed on Christmas Day in a very, very long time.
I
Like,
know. I say it all the time. It just needs to like snow like Christmas Eve. So when we wake up, there's like snow everywhere. It's Christmas, and then it can just go away.
is that your Christmas morning?
What, my Christmas morning?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What is it? What do you do? When do you wake up?
Presents. So at least
First
growing
thing?
up, hold on. So growing up,
Hold on. First thing, you're opening up Christmas presents?
yeah, that's my tradition for my family.
Do you put on your clothes? Do you go downstairs naked and be like, all right, kids, time for Christmas presents?
Oh my God. So
Would you get a lightsaber? I got my own lightsaber, if you know what I mean.
Boy. Oh boy. Anyways, so when I was younger, my parents, they did everything on Christmas Eve. And so like it was never we had to like sleep through the night and get up on Christmas morning and open our presents. My mom always let us like go to bed, and then like a couple hours later let us get up and like open up all our presents, like even before midnight. So I was bound and determined to be like, all right, I'm not doing that. I'm going to force my kids to uh not sleep on Christmas, because you can't sleep. It's like almost impossible. Even as an adult, I was just excited for my kids opening stuff up. I have trouble sleeping. But so I set up that tradition with my kids and my family that you have to wait till Christmas morning. You get up, like I said, we usually get up around 5 or 6 in the morning. A Christmas Story is on the TV, and everybody opens up their presents on Christmas morning. It's not one present on Christmas Eve, and no, it's you get nothing on Christmas Eve. We have another tradition on Christmas Eve where we watch Albert Finney's Scrooge movie. So it's an older movie from like 1976 or 77. It's a musical. Obviously, it's a story of Scrooge, but it's my favorite Christmas movie, and it's a Ferrando tradition on Christmas Eve to watch Albert Finney's Scrooge, and then bake chocolate chip cookies for Santa Claus, leave carrots out for the reindeers, and open up presents on Christmas morning. There you go. What about you? Do you have any traditions like on Christmas Eve or Christmas?
Christmas Eve is always was for the longest time was steak and shrimp. Like we'd always have like me and my dad would have a shrimp, and then we'd have steak, and then we'd watch A Christmas Story. That would play on a loop like 24/7. But then Christmas Day, like especially like the past couple of years, has been a little bit different. Like I usually went to the gym at like 1 a.m, came back, and then like I'd start playing like games, waiting for like whoever else in my family to get up, because it's that early in the morning. They're probably still trying to sleep. And then eventually it's just like you get a text on your phone saying, hey, you just want to open up presents. I'm like, hell yeah. And then you go downstairs. My big thing's the stocking, though. I always appreciated the stocking more than the presents. I think it's shifted from when I was a little kid. Like, oh, dude, don't even get me started about the anxiety of like Christmas Eve that night. You can't sleep. And then it's like when you go over and you go, all right, can I open up the presents? You're out there. And then you see, my family would come out and be like, all right, hang on a second. We got to wait for, your grandparents to get here. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I got to wait. So what are they doing? Well, they haven't left yet, and they live like 2.5 hours away. And I'm like, what? And they're like, oh, but they got to shower first. Oh my God. No. I think it's better once you get older, because you don't really prioritize, I guess you prioritize the moment rather than the presents. Like I don't really expect anything on Christmas Day. I mean, it's always nice having something to open up, but then it's like you wait all that time, and then after you open up all your presents, you're like, well, now what? Now
Sleep.
what do I do? Like I like my Christmas Eves, and this is an issue apparently a lot of people have. They don't like Mariah Carey. I thought Mariah Carey was amazing.
I
That's my
love that song.
that's my favorite time about Christmas Eve is like I like to play the Christmas songs. I don't want to hear it before. I don't want to hear them in November when the store starts playing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robbie. Robbie, I can Zoom hug you right now. I am a huge believer. Now, I'll say Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving to Christmas, I'll give you a month, right? The 25th to the 25th, my birthday, right? My birthday to Christmas. That is Christmas time. That's when you put your lights up. That's when you start the Christmas music. That's when I don't care about the Christmas stuff being in the stores. There's your time gap for Christmas. I mean, you can extend it a week after Christmas, but like once you get right before New Year's, your birthday, that's when everything needs to like come down. The lights need to come off the house. The tree needs to be put up. The music needs to stop. But we get a nice solid 4 weeks. Yeah, that's me too. Christmas playlist, Christmas music, Christmas movies, everything Christmas.
I just want it a couple days before. I don't want to like people that have their tree up as soon as Thanksgiving, like immediately when you're cleaning up off the turkey plates and stuff and dumping it into the trash, the leftovers, or you're stocking your fridge or something. Christmas trees get put up, and I'm like, I'd rather just if I'm gonna have a Christmas tree. I mean, I like the original ones. It's funny because every year we named our Christmas tree a real one after a reindeer, but then the past couple of years we just had plastic ones because we did all the reindeer already. And it was just like, I mean, I don't really care too much. I think it's a lot less of a mess. I do like the smell of pine and stuff. So you got to light a couple of air fresheners that probably smell like the woods or some shit. But it's a concept of like, you got to like, it's got to be in the mood for it. There's a vibe that gets put in the air when you smell Christmas cookies. Like my favorite part about the cookie, people like them soft and like really chewy. I like them crusty. Like leave that shit in the oven for like an hour after they're done. Because I like them like where you would chip a tooth on it. That is the best type of cookie to have, you know?
It's funny, dude. I actually like both. Okay, so I like the edges to be crispy, but then when you get to the center, it's nice and soft and gooey. So I like both.
You're the dude at the steakhouse that's like, I want it medium well, but not too well. But I also want it rare as well, but not too bloody to where it looks like I'm eating a raw.
No. I'm a firm believer. Steak should only be cooked at medium rare. That's it. They should only be cooked at medium rare. It's the only way they taste good. So I don't want to veer off into steaks.
Do you have special food you eat?
No.
What do you mean you don't have special food you eat on Christmas? Everyone's like turkey.
Oh, yeah,
like,
turkey.
No.
Yeah, we're not a ham person. Turkey all the way.
Why are those two food groups like the traditional stuff? I never get that stuff. Every time I walk into Walmart when it's like close to Christmas like it is now, it's everybody, oh, the turkey's on sale or all this. I'm like, why? I'm going to have crab cakes and I'm going to have shrimp on this day. This is exactly what I'm going to have. Then I'm going to go to my buddy's house, and usually Christmas Eve or Christmas night when I'm at my buddy's house, we open up presents over there or something. I got Chinese food. They're open. They don't give a crap about this. That's nothing to them. They don't care about. I just don't like the way they're so aggressive. I'm like, it's Christmas. They're like, what do you want? I'm like, what do you have that's a little bit festive? They're like, we have the same damn thing every single day, and you keep asking. Just because it's Christmas doesn't mean we're going to have a special menu. I'm like, but other places have special menus, and you're not even playing Mariah Carey. I'm already offended.
They got chicken and rice.
Yeah, it's like, look, got chicken, beef, or rice. And I'm like, what's that pink stuff? They're like, that's the pork. I'm like, why is it pink? It's like, we paint it pink. I'm like, you paint it pink. Yeah, that's what they do.
You do know that Chinese food, man, it's not obviously in America, it's not like authentic Chinese food.
Yeah, if they're giving out fortune cookies, that's a sign that it's not an authentic Chinese restaurant. That's an American thing that we do.
Yeah. So what's funny is in high school, I actually took Chinese in high school as one of my languages. And my teacher was from China, legit from China, taught the language of Chinese to us. And I took it for a semester. And it's like ni hao. And like I said, I remember how to count to 10. I a chan shou wu liu ji ba chao. La she hao to she hao ni hao zai chen. Anyways, and he used to tell us facts like about growing up in China. And I mean, granted, I think I was like a junior, senior in high school, but even some of this stuff would like scare the shit out of you. One child, that's all your family's allowed to have. If they find out you have a second child, they kill it. Like he would like tell us these things.
This is the Christmas episode.
I'm just sorry.
What are you doing? Say that word. Say that word again. The China word.
The China word.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right to me anymore after Trump. China just doesn't have the same.
Oh, the China virus.
Yeah. Well, no, just the word China. It's like I've heard it too much from that man that it's completely ruined.
But anyways, going back to the food. This is confirmed from a gentleman from China that they do use. People say, they use cats and dogs. That's a fact. They actually do use cats and dogs legitly in Chinese food in China.
Well,
I just want to throw that out there.
Depending on where you're from, based on your moral things and the way your country runs, that might not be seen as a bad thing. Like it's seen as horrible to the people in America, but like, what seems horrible to me? Gingerbread, the cookies. That's disgusting. You're a savage. That's like wearing socks with sandals. I don't understand it, and I don't think I want. Yeah.
I hate it.
Like gingerbread cookies, they weren't. That's not a thing in my household. There's chocolate chip cookies, oatmeal, sugar cookies, and my grandmom's special little pretzel things that she makes. That's it. That's.
Oh, do they have chocolate on those special pretzel things?
Bro, it's a pretzel rod, the stick ones like you use.
With the chocolate on it?
No, she rolls them in caramel, and then she puts Hershey Kisses on it, white chocolate, dark chocolate, and she puts pecans, and she puts everything. Then you freeze it, and then it's like drugs for kids.
Oh, that sounds absolutely amazing. Minus the pecans, but everything else sounds amazing.
She puts pecans on there too. Oh, you said minus it.
Minus the pecans, everything else sounds absolutely.
You don't even
amazing.
taste it when it's frozen.
Yeah, like you said, I don't think it would even matter though.
And like people do eggnog around this time, and people do. Like I said, I'm a stocking guy. Like my stockings usually filled with some like gelatin bites, which is like Jello that you get from food. I'm simple as shit. Like the most you can spend on me that I'll be happy with, like put a can of tuna in my stocking, and I'm freaking go. I'm like, yes, this is. But well, my priorities changed from when I was a kid wanting Transformers and stuff to now I want like things that are going to keep me alive. Toilet paper.
Quick question. Okay. Anyways, like quick question. So from your childhood, did you have the parents like me? Like, look, I was really, really fortunate, man. My parents, they got I have like an older brother and a younger brother. They got us everything for Christmas, man. So were your parents the same way? Like they went all out and they just got like everything you wanted.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they probably went in debt trying to get presents for me and my brother. A lot of it though, like it was weird because around this time, like when I started turning 18, you were getting a care package, which was like deodorant, toilet paper, things you actually needed. But when I was a kid, like it was magical as hell running down the steps, seeing like 50 million presents down there. And I mean, it's weird now that I'm older. I appreciated it a lot more than I think I understood as a kid, because like you start to see the behind the scenes, like as a parent, like how hard you had to work to afford that stuff. Like
Yeah. Yes. And that's where I was going to get at. I think you will have a deeper appreciation of it when you have a family and you have kids, because like I said, like for me, the magic of Christmas, and I always go crazier. I went crazy this year. I spent $1,000 more than what I was supposed to this year, but I always do. But at least this year I had better planning, money wise. I didn't go into debt this year at all. Right. I just finished my second job. No more second job for me. But, finally.
Good, because there's a lot of issues going at your second job.
FedEx?
Yeah.
But I'm done with that. And anyways, but yeah, I always overspend, and I even though my kids are adults, right? They're adults now. They're 19 and 17. But like I said, when they were small, yeah, I'd get them everything. And just like this year, I have the one thing, because when they're adults, like now it's so much different. It's like now it's like all clothes and all like stuff they want, and that they're just like, hey, it'd be cool if you get me this and this and this. So they kind of know like almost everything that they're getting. But I always try to get something that they don't know, so that will like floor their minds. And like I said, they're not going to be, my kids aren't going to be listening to this. So I did secure, now I don't have the physical, but I did secure PlayStation 5s for both of my kids, and they have no idea. And they're not expecting it or anything, because they know how hard it is to even get one. Lando's got one. I have a PS5. But I was able
Is
to.
this the hype that much about it though? Because I don't think as a parent I would go to that extent to get that for. I don't. As a kid, I wouldn't want that. I don't know. I was more about. I grew up budgeting and growing up like that, so like everything I got was kind of like simple shit.
Yeah, but my kids are adults now, so the video
So why are
game
they getting a
system.
PS5? You should be getting them like, here's a fucking car payment, for you to be able to handle. Here's we're going to get you a credit system so you can actually build up your credit and afford a home, or maybe some cereal. I don't,
No
I should have wrote down Honey
cereal.
Smacks on my damn
Oh
list.
boy, you and Honey Smacks.
What'd you do with all the Christmas letters you guys wrote? Like, what is that? You people write Christmas. Do you do that with your kids?
Well, when they were younger, we used to do the Christmas letters to Santa Claus, and we would take them to because here in Indiana they have Santa Claus mailboxes that you can take your letters to for Santa, and then like they reply, like like you get a reply like in the mail from Santa Claus. So I do that every year. Yeah. Like another
There's your
tradition.
kid's gonna be like 45, still writing to Santa Claus, and you're
No,
just
they
like,
don't do it now.
honey, we gotta tell him. We gotta tell him about it. It's not real. We got over 50 something years of
Dude,
Christmas letters in here.
that's one of the hardest things, man, is like when they get to that age, man, where they start figuring it out, and like you got to sit down. Now my daughter she figured it out like pretty much on her own. So like when you had to talk with her, it was no big deal. But my son, I'm telling you, dude, boys are totally different. Yeah, it's like I tell my son, like, it's not real. He just goes in denial. No, like just like me. I was just like, I'm going to school, and of course there's that one fucking kid.
Yep.
Hey, who if you're a parent of that one fucking kid, I just have to tell you right now, tell your fucking kid.
Hey, careful. It's the Christmas episode.
Sorry, but I'm really passionate about
listening.
This because
I
was like 7 years old, and you get that one kid that's just like, Santa Claus isn't real. I'm like,
that
hey,
happened
man.
to me in the 3rd grade.
Like, and then you run home, and you're like, Mom, so-and-so said Santa isn't real, and then they're just like, no, and then they got to talk you, they got to talk you out of it. They got to get all that doubt out of your head.
I transitioned to a new school a week before Christmas. So before we hit that giant break, I got to meet a bunch of people, and I had not even like the second day I messed up. I had sliced my finger completely open because I cracked a glass snowball, or the snow globes things, and it cracked all over the ground. And then they're like, no, stay back. So I was like, I want to help. And I grabbed the thing and just sliced my whole finger open and started gushing blood. And I was like hiding behind the desk, and they're like, Robbie, are you okay? Like, why are your hands down? I'm just like, I'm okay. And then like, really, I'm just gushing blood out of my finger. There was a kid in my class that had said, I know the secret and Santa Claus isn't real. And I remember going home like, is it true? And then the lines start connecting where you're like, oh my God. Like, I remember, I look back now at some of the memories where I looked over at my dad, like, why is he looking at my mom like that? And it wasn't, oh, we're about to get freaky. It was more on the lines of like, oh shit, we put the wrong name on the presents. So that thing that was supposed to be from me and you is going to be credited to Santa Claus. So like, I was like, oh my God, Santa's the best. You got me a Rock Band 2 drum set. And I would like freak out and all this stuff.
Awesome.
And then my dad's just like, motherfucker.
So, you just brought up a good thing. Now, something that we used to do just, in my family is, you brought it up earlier. You were just like, all the presents are from Santa. So that's what we would do. but of course, like we would put like one or two with mom and dad's name on it. So it looks like you're getting gifts from Santa
Man,
and you're getting gifts from mom and dad.
Santa's got the same handwriting as mom and dad.
Pretty much.
Imagine if
They're not going to know that.
Santa Claus just wrote it in Hebrew.
Do you think they're looking at the tag that says from Santa? No, they're looking at the tag just to see their name on it.
You don't know that. Maybe your kid's like, what's her name? The detective thing. Maybe she wanted a magnifying glass for Christmas because she wants to be a detective, and she starts analyzing all the signature, the hand. How many times did you try and go and want to go see Santa Claus? The reindeer thing was like, I think we did that one year. My dad's like, we're wasting carrots, like chopping up carrots outside, like for this, and then he'd come in the next day and it's like still there. It's like one time I shaved my head outside, and then the hair just stayed there for like a whole like 4 months. Like eventually one of my parents were like, all right, you got to go pick up the hair outside because you're not growing a hair tree. It's not going anywhere. I'm like, the wind will blow it away. It just stays there. Just stayed there the whole time.
Did you ever hear, give a hoot, don't pollute? Smokey the Bear.
I figured when you die, your hair degrades. And then apparently it didn't because it was taking a really long time. I guess that's how they make wigs.
Yeah, they can. And, that's the cool, because I have, I actually just got my hair trimmed, but, I used to have very long hair. When you get it cut, if you get so much cut off, yeah, you can donate it to wigs and people, people that need hair. So it's actually it's a good thing to have long hair.
That down on my Christmas list. I want a wig.
Yeah. You want a wig?
I want a nice, like one of those big wigs, like back in the, or Victorian era where it was to hide syphilis.
Oh, like George Washington.
No, that wasn't a big wig.
Like Alexander Hamilton, like the white,
like the ones you see when you think of like old Victorian era, where they got the giant green dress, and then they're going out to the theater with the binoculars that they hold up to their face that don't look like they can actually see that far.
Yeah,
that's
the white.
That was to hide syphilis.
Yeah, and we'll talk to Abraham Lincoln and JFK and Mr. Rogers.
That was good.
Hey,
no, he's not a saint.
See? Right? You see the cardigan sweater?
People listening, episode, what is it, 641? Just tune into that one. That one's a fun little ride. We went on
just tune into it. Unbelievable. And you know what? Here's the only thing I'll have to say about that and Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers isn't hiding anything. He's a saint. He's a saint.
The past is in the past.
No, he is a
the
saint.
Past isn't. I knew you were going to tune in for that one. That was a tough one. What about the Grinch? Like that was a thing I think when I was really little.
Mean one, yeah, Mr. Grinch.
Nobody ever gives these songs any credit. These songs are really good.
You really are a hero.
Like how many times do you have a good Christmas song that comes out that's like actually thought put into it? Everything now is like a remake. Like I heard Meghan Trainor's like "All I Want for Christmas Is You." I'm like, all right, I get it.
Nothing can top the Mariah Carey.
That's what I'm saying, but everyone hates it, and it's like the same thing with like Kelly Clarkson or something. I'm like, no, I like to listen to DMX go "Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer," and then like Eazy-E's Christmas, and then like Frank Sinatra. I like those things when I like to play those on like the TV. Have a little like what is it? There's like a 4-hour long YouTube video of just a campfire.
Yeah. Look, Lando over here. I like the old school Christmas songs, the originals, the 60s, 70s. I like the Mariah Careys and the was it George Michael? Last Christmas, play with my heart. Right, I love.
I thought it was like Gave You My Heart.
Yeah, whatever.
And the very next day, you took it away. You took it away.
This year.
What's your least favorite? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. We're skipping over the best thing about Christmas. And that's Frosty the Snowman. How many people put up a Frosty?
Happy birthday! That's my Frosty.
Is that Frosty?
Are you talking about the song or the cartoon?
Frosty the Snowman.
Frosty the Snowman
was a very
jolly, happy soul.
He was made of snow, and the children know how he,
Bup,
and we just
bah,
got
ha,
canceled from
ha.
YouTube. Thank God.
No, okay, hold on. Go back to the cartoon because my cartoon is the Frosty that says "Happy Birthday." Do you remember that one?
That sounds
No.
like the scariest Frosty I've ever seen in my entire life.
He
Happy
comes
birthday!
to
It's
life. He
Christmas. It's not even my birthday.
but he
What do you
comes
wish
to
me?
life, and that's what he says. It's funny. It's a joke.
That sounds like
Come on, you
Frosty was made with some not so intelligent snow. Good God.
remember I'm an '80s child, right? So I do that Frosty, Claymation,
We get it. There's a lot of
Rudolph.
cocaine. I understand. I get it. You said 80s.
Come on, dude. That is when the best Christmas shows came out. Was the '80s.
Well, look how Christmas is now. Like, how many people are ordering off Amazon and they're not going to get their packages on Christmas? There's a bunch of people probably like, well, I had two presents under the tree. And it's like, okay, well, probably because a lot of it got stuck with the mailing offices. I mean, everybody's complaining about the mailing, which happens every year. It doesn't make sense why people are like, oh, you're probably not going to get your package. It's like, you knew that. This is
Come
going to be
on.
they're
Wait a minute.
prepping at the mail stations. I'm sticking up for the mail people here. I'm saying
Are you
they're
like me?
what?
Did you get the email? Dude, I get emails daily. Order now to get before Christmas. You
That's
have
what I'm
to
saying.
order now to get before
I'm
Christmas.
sticking up for the mail people here and saying that this is the day they prep for, where it's like doomsday. Like there's a one dude who's all about the mail system, like a Paul Blart of the mail system, where he's crossing off every single day. And today, on this day, the 25th, is circled. Like, oh, this is doomsday. But you gotta like you gotta take care of that stuff ahead of time. Most people bought their Christmas presents Black Friday, or most people, but a lot of people are ordering online. It's like Amazon's today. I don't think works on Christmas. I think it's like, oh, we're gonna be, I think every company closes on Christmas, which is weird because my gym is open, so I'll probably be working.
Now, wait, it depends on, for Amazon, depends on what you're buying. Because I just ordered some stuff off of Amazon 2 days ago and I got it in 2 days, which I was kind of impressed because of all the shipping delays. I ordered some stuff on Black Friday that I just got 2 days ago because the shipping got delayed like big time.
Santa
But
Claus was in traffic.
like I said,
How much traffic do you think he gets in on the air? Freaking 747 coming by. Passengers, there's a man in a sleigh, and he's got a bunch of reindeer that
Can
I
you
don't know
imagine
the
a
names
reindeer
of.
going through a plane engine? I mean, a bird goes through a plane engine, and
If he ate his damn carrots, then probably strong enough. It's Christmas, man. I love it that airports, today they'll be, dressing up a little bit. They'll try and make it more festive. I think it's amazing because I think no matter what your religion is, if you're, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, anything, you still appreciate the vibe that it really puts you in a center or puts you in a mood. I think what kills that mood for me is the whole when you're leading up to it and you're really shoving Christmas in everybody's faces. Because there used to be myths about a lot of this stuff, but one thing I really didn't like is the Salvation Army. When they do that thing and they kind of guilt you into donating, it's not really like an actual like out of the kindness of your heart donation. It's more like we're going to stare at you and we're going to shake this freaking bell until you understand that you need to put money in the jar. But then it's like,
wait a minute. I have not seen one of
I've
those
seen
people this
4
year.
out in front of Walmart. And
Yeah,
I'm like, dude,
none.
everybody's like, hey, I got card, man. I don't, unless you have a card scanner, you're going to pull out. He's like, well, wait your ass right here. I got a card
He's got it
scanner
on his
right
phone.
for you.
He's got they make the devices, right? They put like the sliding strip to attach it on the phone. And yeah, and they're just like, hey, swipe it.
So, I mean, I think the holidays, especially this time, is probably a really rough time. But especially with 2020 being how it turned out to be, I think we all really need a special day today. So I think what's important is if you're listening, you understand that moments, whatever you got, if you're working, if you're hanging with your family, you should be prioritizing hanging with your family too. I like that you listen to us, but at the same time, turn on some Mariah Carey.
Please. I mean, to stem off that, I mean, you know what Christmas is? It's really about. I mean, you hit it, dude. It's about spending time with loved ones. I mean, the presents are bonus. The meal is bonus. Christmas Story on TV for 24 hours is bonus. But it's, and once again, we got COVID this year, and yeah, I didn't get together with my family for Thanksgiving. I'm just having my daughter and her boyfriend come over on Christmas, and we're gonna do Christmas dinner. So, but
Boiled goose.
even it's smiling, right? The
What is?
duck. Christmas Story. The end.
Oh,
Never mind.
oh,
I get
sorry.
sidetracked really easily.
All I
Anyways,
remember is fa ra 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 ra.
anyways, the whole point. I mean, people say people say religion. People say Santa Claus. People say this, that, and then some. The whole core of Christmas is people are happier. Just with the idea of Christmas, music, snowing for the first time, giving. I think that's what it comes down to. It's just like, I think people, it's the one time of the year where people, I'm not saying that they don't give like throughout the year, but they're more willing to give and buy presents for people.
Not just
Right?
presents. How many people are born 9 months after Christmas? Like, they're more willing, they're open, they're giving.
See?
You're gonna probably get laid on Christmas,
Maybe.
depending on what you buy her or him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, it's just love, and everybody is more loving and affectionate. And if people could be like that, like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, man, the world, would be as Michael Jackson would say, would be a better place.
It's not just Christmas. 2 years ago is when we first did our first episode.
It is.
Around this time, it's probably around like the 19th or the 18th of December, we had our first episode, and then we ended up doing it. We had I think our last one on Christmas was for Christmas, and the New Year too.
That's right. Yeah, your birthday.
That's Eve. The Eve.
Well,
I'll be sipping hot cocoa.
Sitting. But dude, every like New Year's, like you turn, you get a little
another year
older.
Closer to death.
Hey man, you know what they say. Someone told me this a long time ago. From the moment you are born, you are beginning to die. So, but it's what you choose to do with the time that you have, whether it's 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 80 years. It's up to you what you do with the time that is given to you.
What age was that told to you? Because if you were young, that's a hate crime. That is not something you want to put in somebody's head. That is terrible. Like, that's adult, like, not, did I show you the picture of the fortune cookie I got?
You did.
It like nailed me to a T. It's like, you understand the most important thing is conversation. I was like, what the fuck? Like, there's some that hit right on the head on that. But like, wisdom like that, like real information like that, is not something you want to be telling a child, especially like, hey, that's really exposing the myth of Santa Claus. Like, I used to think there was a, Winterfest of Lights, for instance. That was a big thing in Ocean City here. Is there's this giant, they take the whole soccer field, the whole recreation department, and they literally just make a trolley ride for you to go get hot cocoa.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the marshmallows in the drink.
I love marshmallows.
Honestly, hot cocoa gives me anxiety because every time I always burn my tongue. They're like, just wait. I'm like, wait, what do you mean wait? Just let it blow on it, cool it down. No, I got to burn my tongue first. It's like when you pull the pizza out of the oven, you take the first bite.
Oh my God, I hate that. You
like,
burn the roof of your mouth.
And then you go in for another one. It's like, then you got the scabbing of it all. But the Winter Festival Lights, you get to see all these light shows and stuff. And they didn't do it this year because of everything that happened. But then people were putting up lights in their neighborhood, trying to do a little spectacular thing. The one thing that got me was the person that came over was like, you don't have any lights on your house. I'm like, I understand that. Like, do you want me to put the lights up for you? I'm like, no, I don't feel like taking them down. I'm sorry. I'll decorate my railing maybe leading up to my house. Like, no. You got to put stuff on top of your house. I'm like, is this Christmas with the Cranks? Like, what are you doing? I don't need to do anything to the top. My roof is slippery. Have you ever been up there? It's terrible. It's like, I watch you through your window. I'm like,
I put lights on, like, because we have like shrubs and bushes outside the front. So we just put them like on the bushes and around like the bushery. I didn't put them up. Normally I do. Normally I put them up on the up around the garage and stuff, but I just put them out in the bush. And I got one of those lights that kind of projects like snowflakes and stuff on the house.
I don't care
So
too much
to make
about
it
the
easy.
outside being decorative. I care about the inside being decorative. When I come in on Christmas Day, I want to smell cookies in the air. At the same time, I want to, it's just that feeling. There's like this weird feeling where it's like, oh my God, like you had to come down, sit down. Even I think gift wrapping is probably the most important because even if you don't have a lot under the tree, just having something under there is pretty special. But it's a moment of kind of like caring that I like about like, oh, you took time to wrap this. You took, even if it's a crappy job, you really like to see that.
It's the thought. Once again, like I'm a big, not to knock anybody, okay, listening that buys gift cards or whatever, but I think that's an easy out for a present. I think
Well, when you get your damn card in the mail, you send that shit back because I can take
no,
that $10 to Bed Bath and Beyond. And you
no, I'm just saying, like when you get to know somebody and somebody and you find them a present, like, and you put like thought into the present. I just think that means more. Don't get me wrong, I'll take gift cards and restaurant cards all day long too. But like when you get something, like when you get something and you put some thought behind it, I think it means just a little bit more because it shows like you went the extra mile for that person and took interest in their interest to get them something that they wanted.
Yeah, it's important. I tried to get you, I think, one of those Mando Funk Pop tees that you would get, but I was like, "How much is this?" And she's like, $25. I'm like, "All right, Lando.
I have plenty of Star
Send
Wars
you my
stuff.
love." Yeah, I
I
can
don't.
see
Yeah, I
that.
don't need any
Everyone in
more
the
Star
back can
Wars.
see your 50,000
Yeah,
Funkos.
I don't need, and you can't see all my Mandalorian stuff is here in the corner. I have so much Mandalorian
You're
stuff. It's
so
unreal.
easy to shop for. It's like
Yes.
my buddy, one of my closest friends, I go over his house, like, "What do you want?" He's like, "I don't want anything." Same thing with me. I don't want anything. There's no wants where like, I like a card. That's my favorite thing. I like getting a card and circling it. I like the little letters and stuff. I mean, anything that's ever been sent to me from someone through the podcast has been posted up in my studio. It's on the wall. It's all, handwritten stuff is what I enjoy the most because I think that means a little bit more when you go out of the way to be able to find that type of stuff. It's why I love the stocking so much because my cards are always in the
In the
stocking.
stockings. Yeah.
So, I mean,
With your Reese cups, right?
well,
Your
no,
Kit Kats.
mine's Jello. And then what do you get in your stocking? Hang on a second. What are you getting in your stocking?
Candy.
What candy though? It's got to be specific. Like if
Told
you're
you, Reese cups, Kit Kats, Twix. The candy cane things,
oh,
the little chocolate Santas.
Okay, so the people actually love you. Okay, because I mean, a stock like if you're getting somebody a stocking, but you don't like the person, you fill it with stuff like the Whoppers, those Whooper things. Then you fill it with like really terrible like black licorice. Like, oh my
What is this,
God.
Halloween? Like that? Like, yeah. When you go to when you go trick or treating, and like, yeah, you get the fucking shit candy. You're just like, why did you buy this? Like, everybody wants Reese cups.
It's like what so I learned from my buddy Mark who was on. We did a Christmas or not Christmas episode. We did like a traditional like leading up to it. He talked about like fruitcake was supposed to be an insult gift. You're supposed to give somebody a fruitcake if you didn't really like them. It was like kind of like an insult, but he likes fruitcake. So he's like, I actually was getting a bunch of fruitcake and I was enjoying it. I thought people liked me.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you could have an insult gift.
And then
I mean, I guess I get there's gag gifts, but I mean, I don't know. Like it's still fun in the spirit of heck, my job. We didn't do it this year, but last year they did the thing where, right, there was I forget what it's called, but everybody picks something, but then like the next person can trade it. Well, I want that, and you get this, right? What I forget what it's called. It's not like a gift exchange. It's where you can swap it out. And then at the end of everything, whatever you're stuck with, you're stuck with. I ended up with one of those machines that you put those little coffee things in. Keurig machine. I've never used it. Keurig machine. I've never used it. I don't drink coffee. I drink tea.
You
So
can do. They have tea little compartment things you can do and put in there. Maybe
I
that'll
know
make
I
your
have like
tea
a
a
mini.
lot
It's a mini
faster.
one, but
You were freaking 15 minutes late to this. Trying
no,
to get your
dude.
tea brewing.
I have big water jugs, right? Like 5-gallon water jugs, and I have a cold water spigot and a hot. And I'm telling you, hot. The shit comes out like
Oh,
at 200 degrees.
you're fancy.
Yeah, I drink a lot of tea. I drink a
you're
lot of water. It's all I drink. Look, you already know the
using a
Lando
lot
house.
of your
No,
white privilege, aren't you?
no soda. Like there's not like the water, man. They're like, that's all that's in my house is water.
That's a good thing. Maybe you're staying hydrated. Probably got to pee a lot.
Yeah. And when
Well,
your pee comes out clear, not yellow, it's good. That's good. That means you're clean.
then you're not sticking to the Christmas tradition of don't eat the yellow snow. So now you're just getting a bunch of people eating your pee that's clear in that clear snow. I love it
There
how
you
we
go.
just switched right over to that. That's wonderful. I hope everybody on Christmas right now is listening to this and it's just like, oh my God, he's talking about.
Hey, we're both exercise. I mean, you already know me. I'm a cardio nut. You are Mr. I have an 8-pack.
I got a
nut.
cycle bike in my room. I cycled by, I think I cycled.
Yeah.
I cycled from 8 p.m. till 4 a.m. I watched Deadpool 1 and 2.
Nice.
And then
I
I
still
played
do the
Minecraft
treadmill.
for 15
And since I'm on
minutes.
vacation, dude. So right before I would take my, when I'm at lunch at work, I jog like 5 or 6 miles. I'm on
That's
vacation.
terrible.
Dude, I'm on vacation. Dude, I'm doing 7 to 8 miles now on the treadmill. Because I have the time.
I don't look at that. I just look at the calories.
Okay, so my calorie burn is like 1,100. Yeah, 1,100 calories burned.
Dude, I burned
So
like 2,000 something on my cycle bike, and then I ate a 5,000 bag of animal crackers.
you sound
I
like
was
me.
so freaking hungry. I was like,
You feel
"There's
so
no,
good though.
there's no protein in it. It was
You
just
feel so
sugar.
good. You
They're
feel
good,
so good.
dude. Animal crackers frozen. That's my new treat.
You're
Freeze them things. I'm a simple man. That's all I got to say.
Oh, I'm a simple man trying to make my way through the galaxy.
I really
Me
wish
too.
it would snow on Christmas though, because I would like to have like a classic snowball fight.
Yeah,
Like,
white
and then
Christmas.
you have one person in your family where you're like, I'm gonna get this snowball right here and pack it, and it's ice, and you're like, I'm gonna
You
light
are
you
a
up.
jerk.
Gonna light you
You're a
up, bro.
jerk. Hey, can you make a snowman? Look, man, making a snowman isn't as easy as fucking rolling it.
I
It's a
had a
perfect no.
competition with my brother when I was a kid, and the way that the sun hit on our house, the way I built my snowman is like whoever's melts first loses. And
Okay.
so we built them on separate sides of the yard, but the way mine was, it got a lot less sunlight than my brother's because I built it next to the house. So the shade, it was covered. So my snowman lasted until like January, like late January. Like my grandmom's like, your snowman's still out there. And I'm like, it's built right in the shade. And it just never went above like 30 something degrees. So it barely melted. I was like, yo, it's still there till like the end of
That's
January. It's nuts.
Don't lie. You run inside. You put a scarf around it, right? You put the
No, I
buttons,
never did all that.
carrots.
I tried to find
What?
stones in our driveway. No, we didn't want to waste my dude. You know how bad I got yelled at if I ripped my jeans? You got dirt on your jeans. It's like Jesus. I'm a kid.
And now all the jeans, all they have is rips in them. What?
The trend flipped. I'm wondering what's going to be canceled out of Christmas next year. What's going to be the new thing that comes into Christmas? Are we going to start having electronic Santa Claus, like a robot Santa? Maybe that's how he gets over the COVID thing. You don't look at animatronics having COVID. Can they contract it?
Did they do Santa Claus in the malls this year?
No, they didn't. No, wait. Yeah, they did. They had kids wearing masks though, which was really, really weird.
Oh, you want to talk about weird? Like I said, I just got my hair trimmed, just the back of it trimmed. I had to wear a mask the entire time I was getting my hair cut. It was just super weird. I don't get haircuts a lot. If anybody knows out there, I usually get them like once a year, but like it was just really, really strange wearing a mask, getting a haircut.
I'm
And it
still
would be,
upset with the mall
was
thing.
Santa wearing a mask?
No, he wasn't, and that's the weird part. Is the kids were, but he wasn't. So I was like, "What?
Well, that's a bad example.
I guess you can't put Santa Claus can't breathe in that thing."
I'd be like, Santa, how come you don't have a mask? I'm immune, my dear.
You want coal in your stocking? Santa, can I get some cigars for Christmas? You're 10 years old.
Think about it. Santa Claus is the best example, and you figure they would, maybe put, a reindeer mask or something on him, right?
Ah, man, I think we should just one day just figure out a better thing than Santa Claus.
Yeah, but like I said, it's just the magic. That's the magical part of Christmas is the Santa Claus, the fantasy, right? The
Gin-
fantasy, the magic
the
of
sugar
Christmas.
cookies, the treats, the family, and the Christmas songs.
I love the Christmas songs. I have hey, I told you
That's
before we
what I would
started.
try to lead you in about 30
I
minutes ago to that.
have a Christmas song.
Waiting to hear it. So I like
All right.
originals.
This is well, it's original words. So of course I love Star Wars. Um,
Oh, you do.
yeah.
You
But
do.
you know,
How many
rock.
Star Wars ornaments do you have on your
It's
tree?
all it's on my tree,
That's
pretty
what I
much.
thought.
I should have took a picture of it. I haven't. I need to take a picture
Do
of it
you
and
have
put it on
one? Do you
Instagram.
have a special ornament? Because I have one that was like my dad's favorite, which was a kiss ornament, and then my favorite I broke because I was just trying to get the tree up as fast as possible.
You hate that when you break. Yeah, like I have broken some Star Wars ornaments
I have one that I
that I've
think
had.
is like my mom's favorite that I made when I was like in like third grade, and I look at it and I'm like, that is a sign of autism. It doesn't. It's like a sand dollar, one of those things. Didn't go well at all. It looked awful. I was like, did I even know where to glue it? Like they gave me instructions to do it, and I just didn't. Did I not listen? Was I not paying attention? It's like all upside down and inside out and stuff.
Yeah, but those are the best ones, man. Because I didn't do it this year. Like I said, it's mainly just Star Wars ornaments. But like when the kids growing up, they made ornaments in school, and then we put them on the tree like every single year. Paper ones, ones that they made. Yeah, and like I said, they may look janky and stuff, but it doesn't matter, man. They made them. That's the coolest thing.
Is it weird on Christmas? I think of OJ Simpson.
When was the famous Bronco chase?
Well, when I was a kid, I got gloves, and the gloves were too small, and they wouldn't fit. So now every time I think of it, I'm like, it's like OJ, it
Oh,
doesn't
come
fit.
all right.
All right, play your Christmas song.
All right, so this is rocking around the Christmas tree, but Lando's version, it's rocking around Mando's tree, right? Because the Mandalorian just got done this week. Season 2 just got done. It was absolutely amazing. So, but here is my Christmas song, rocking around Mando's tree. All right, here we go. Forgive my singing. It's early in the morning. Here we go. Rocking around Mando's tree, have a Star Wars holiday. Baby Grogu and Cara Dune and even Moff Gideon. Rocking around Moff Gideon's tree, have a Star Wars holiday. Glory to the Empire, even Hux and Snoke would say. We all get a sentimental feeling with Grogu. Mando singing, this is the way, but he took his helmet off for you. Rocking around Mando's tree, have a Star Wars holiday. Mandalorian, Moff Gideon, and don't forget Kylo Ren. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba 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 da 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 na na na. We all get a sentimental feeling with Grogu. Mando singing, this is the way, but he took his helmet off for you. Rocking around Mando's tree, have a Star Wars holiday. Luke and Leia and Han and Chewie, like the original trilogy. Way. All right, there you go. There's my
Now
Christmas.
take your shirt off like I want Mariah Carey to when she gets done singing.
Hey, I can
That
see
was
her play
good.
Christmas. I can play
liked
Feliz Navidad. I can do.
Let's
I can-
not. Let's say we did.
No, I know. I mean, I could sit here and play Christmas music. I love Christmas music.
I'd love it too.
So.
And then when
Hey,
Christmas is
hey.
over, it needs to go away.
So there you go. There's
That is the way.
Lando's
That is
Star
the way.
Wars Christmas song.
It was
This is
good.
the way.
I liked
Thanks,
it.
man.
I don't even need to see season 2 now that I know the name of the little monster,
You mean Baby Yoda? Grogu. Yeah, that's his
Grogu.
name.
And then also apparently Mando takes his helmet off, which I thought he
Yep.
was ugly as hell. But
Pedro Pascal, dude, he was in Game of Thrones. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
no, I don't like Game of Thrones.
Oh, you're missing out, man. Game of Thrones
I don't
is
only like to play
amazing.
make believe on holidays.
Oh, come on. What do you think Christmas is? We make believe. Fucking Santa Claus.
That's why I said holidays, only on holidays.
Oh man, reminds me. Like I said, Christmas reminds me of my mother. Like I said, I've always said this about my mom. My mom is Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy, like all year round.
You're telling me they're all the same person?
Maybe.
I always liked getting Christmas gifts from my grandparents because they would actually make it like they would hide it. So you'd have to actually look. So like when you got a care package, when you open it up and it's nothing but toilet paper, deodorant, and all this stuff, you needed to look inside of those. Like I remember I loaded up a roll, was getting ready to wipe, and I started going through. It's the bottom of the roll, and there's a $20 bill taped inside. And this was like in February, like 2 months later. I'm like, well, this is exactly what I needed.
That's awesome. It reminds me of one of my stories, right? Because obviously we see that in a Christmas Story, he hides the BB gun, right? He thinks he opens up everything. And the dad's like, hey, what's that behind the couch over there? So I did that one year with my son. He was hardcore into wrestling, into WWE. And that year I got him a real replica of a championship belt with his name engraved on it.
Damn.
And I hid it. And so all the presents were done and open. And I was like, hey, Anakin, I was just like, what's that behind the TV? And like, yeah, he gets it out, he opens it up, and it's a fucking real champion. It's a kid size, but it was a real replica championship belt with his name on it. And man, he like freaked out. It was awesome.
Last Christmas, I bought a 65-inch TV for someone. It was a 1 a.m. gym impulse buy when Walmart was open 24 hours.
Oh, so you got one of the like Black Christmas deals on
Yeah,
the
so it was
big
like only
TVs?
like $400 something or
Yeah,
something.
Vizio. Was
So-
Vizio, right?
Yeah, so I grabbed it and I just literally brought it into the house at like 2:00 in the morning on like the day before Christmas, then shoved it right behind the couch and tossed a blanket over it. So it was the perfect height of the couch. And like our couch is backed up to a fireplace. So nobody ever really walks back there. It's kind of just there for show. So then I was like, oh shit, this is going to be the perfect present. The next thing you know, I'm just like, I got you this. Wham. And then it's like, oh, which I'm not topping this year because honestly, this year was like, here's a candle. Good luck.
You know, I had a bad experience. Like I bought a Christmas Walmart TV several years ago and it crapped out on me and it was a Vizio and I had to get it replaced. It's the only time I've ever had to get, and now Vizio was good. They replaced it under warranty, but it's the only time I've ever had a TV crap out on me is when I bought a Black Friday Christmas Walmart TV sale. So I'll never buy one again.
It's the thought that counts.
No, I bought it for myself.
Walmart's going to tell you the same thing. It's the thought that counts. It's like, how about that $500? Can I get that back? Sorry, no return.
Once again, no. Yeah, like I said, there's some things you just don't cheap out on. And for me, TVs, I can't cheap out on them, man.
Well, it
Just
was
can't do
supposed
it.
to be a gift from Santa. It's like, well, Santa doesn't take returns. I'm like, yeah, but I bought this at Walmart. It's like, sorry, Santa doesn't do returns.
Yeah, it's not like you can say, well, yeah, here's the receipt. So you
I'll
can
return it next year. How about that? When I come back around, because apparently I don't like to visit the other 365 days, 364, I think.
I do think it's funny though, like I brought up at the beginning of the show of our conversation.
Thank you.
Kids, like my kids, like they all they got is clothes this year, right? And the older they get, the more clothes they want. But man, when you're a child, you do not want clothes
Not at all.
at all. So, and who do you always get clothes from? Yeah, dude, like he's grandma and grandpa. Like they're the ones that always get you clothes every time.
But then you want them when you're older. When you get
What was the one
those
toy when you were a kid that you wanted
one toy that
that you wanted that you never got
I don't know.
that you just really wanted that year and like you didn't get it.
I always got it.
You
Which
always
is
got it.
well, because my birthday is a week later, so it's like I either got it then or I got it later on my
That
birthday.
does. Oh, that's right. That see, okay. Does that suck or yeah? Does it work in your benefit because you get like presents?
As a parent, I think it's awesome because then it's like, oh, we could just do it all in this month.
We can just do it all. Yeah.
But then as a kid, it's like, but I like the space, you know what I mean? But it's just hard when like it's going to be a rough like 2020, it's going to be a rough one for I think everybody. But I think making the best out of it is probably the most important thing. Like obviously right now is, we're kind of wrapping up the episode at the same time. People, you already unwrapped your gifts. You're hopefully throwing those deviled eggs in the trash.
Oh, they're so good. I love deviled eggs.
Mayo's disgusting. Not even on this episode. Don't
relish. You
no,
can use
no,
relish.
Stop. If mayo's involved, you don't want it. You don't want it.
I love mayonnaise. It's the only thing I use with tuna fish, right? So like I can't eat tuna fish. Like it's like tuna fish and mayonnaise. That's it.
Just stop now.
So good.
You're ruining the episode.
Oh, hold on. Is it mayo or is it the real mayonnaise? Right? Because
it's all disgusting. It all tastes
there's
like
a difference.
You're
One's
eating
tangy,
You're eating
one's
suntan
tangy,
lotion. No,
and one's not so tangy. No. There's a difference between real mayo and mayonnaise. There's a difference.
I'm not going to argue with you on this.
Oh my god. Well, Frosted Flakes is better than Honey Smacks, so you take that.
Man, you're really hitting the nail on the head, aren't you there?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, yeah.
They're great.
Okay, all right. We're going to
Come
do
on.
this.
I want to see hashtag Frosted Flakes. That's it. Hashtag honeycombs for Robbie, because you already know Frosted Flakes is better.
Honeycombs? What are honeycombs?
Or Honey Smacks, sorry.
Don't mess with Dig'em. Well, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Christmas and also the rest of the year, depending on if you're going to listen to another episode of my show after hearing Mando sing. Orlando, what's your name again? I forgot.
Oh, my God. What podcast am I on? Out of the
snow into the cold. Out of the snow into the cold.
But don't run in and get a scarf for your snowman. That's a big no-no in Robbie's house.
Fragile.
Jesus. Grew up like Nazis? Like, go inside, put a scarf around it, put carrot in the nose.
If you wear a scarf, you're just wearing a scarf to have like the wealth entitlement of wearing a scarf. You're not even cool in my book.
I don't wear scarves, but I wear winter hats. I wear winter hats.
Yeah, you wear
and I wear carnigans because when I grew up, I used to watch Mr. Rogers. And Mr. Rogers.
This is why you are like you are today.
Is a nice man who had nice messages about his neighborhood, not my neighborhood, his neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. That's
selfish.
But selfish. This Christmas, we're going to extend that reach to every other neighborhood out there and hoping that everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Christmas day. And if you're listening after, I hope your Christmas was amazing. And
so Merry Christmas, right? And God blesses everyone. Now you gotta say that.
Why do you gotta say why you gotta bring religion into it? What about
it's the whole Tiny Tim.
That was your whole Star Wars ending you should have did.
No, it was the Tiny Tim, right?
Nobody cared about Tiny Tim.
Everybody watches Scrooge. I don't care which movie or version.
If they
everybody watches a Scrooge.
If they cared that much, if his parents cared that much about him, they wouldn't have had so many kids. That would not have worked in China.
Tiny Tim, poor little Tiny Tim.
They had like 22 kids in one house. I'm like, how many presents you buying for everybody? Is everybody getting gift cards to like Dollar Tree? Merry Christmas.
The version that I watched, the Albert Finney Scrooge, when Scrooge pays him at the beginning of the movie, he buys mystery presents off of just somebody, and he gets 4 for like a pence or something, and the guy is like, I'll throw in a 5th one for you for free. And the last one is a box like this big. Like the other ones are like boxes like this big, but the last one's like this big. And all I'm thinking is, God, one of the kids is gonna get fucking screwed. But then you got Tiny Tim. Okay, hold on a second. Let me talk about this real quick before we sign off here. Like I said, so you got the guy working for Scrooge making like slaves' wages. And then you got Tiny Tim who goes out and sings songs and makes like more money than the dad working for Scrooge. And you got the kid that I guess is dying supporting the family. What is going on?
Who would you rather let in your house? Jehovah's Witnesses or people singing Christmas carols? Because honestly, they're both at the same level in my book.
You mean to tell me if there was a child on a crutch, he'd be like, "Excuse me, sir, can I sing you a Christmas song?"
I would ask him, where are his parents? What are you doing? You got a limp and you're outside by yourself? That sounds awful.
That's my point.
I'd have to get adoption papers ready. Call social services or something. That's terrible.
God bless you, sir. God blesses everyone.
Guess that's a good way to end the podcast.
All right. So, but
let people know where they can find you.
Yeah. Yeah. So for Lando over here, I am at Sith Talkers. I do a Star Wars podcast. We just got done wrapping up Mandalorian recap shows. I think we're going to be doing some more Star Wars podcasts for the rest of the year. And then we might actually switch the show up. So you might hear it here first. Me and my brother were thinking about changing our show and going away from Star Wars. And we're not really sure what we're going to do, but it might become a recap show where we recap shows, because we went from
ho ho on Dasher, on Dancer, on Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen and I thought I had it that time too.
No, you still don't know the reindeers.
Donner, Dancer, Prancer, Comet and Cupid, Blitzen.
But if I recall,
the worst reindeer of all.
All right. Anyways, you can follow me on social media at Sith Talkers, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. Email is siftalkers@gmail.com. Like I said, check us out. Star Wars podcast, Mando recap shows, and we do reaction videos on YouTube. So check us out. Sith Talkers. All at Sith Talkers. And we gotta figure out all the reindeers. All the reindeers' names.
One day. That day's not today, though. Santa Claus has already left the building. I'll fly you. Fly much.